Here in Coney Island, New York, by the water. So for my walk here, trying to get back in shape, start jogging again eventually. It's Friday after work. We had a half day at school. Those clouds don't look good. Are they coming towards us? Shit. Are they seriously? No, they're. I think we'll be okay. All right. There are a lot of folks doing rides tonight, surprisingly. All right, let's see what each has in store for us. Gotta get some new shoes. Gotta keep going with my life. It's like a horseshoe crab shell. It is. Look, a horseshoe crab. You know, they take the blood of horseshoes and drain them. Their medicine. It's a derivative of their blue blood. It's one of these beach things. I'm looking for collections of stones. Here's an oyster shell. I didn't pack a bag. I was gonna pack I'm also looking for blue oyster shells like this that aren't cracked. This one's bent. All right, keep going here. So, thinking about an art project, looking at nice shells of various sizes for an art idea. I love you, KXN. Aww. Can't do it, she says. Can't do what? Those dog footprints. Oh, shoes. Anyway, I hope you're well wherever you are. Thanks for checking me out. It's 7 o'clock on the dot right now here in New York. The sand feels funky. This is not low tide. This is kind of like high tide because can't see the wall. See, it's weird. This rotation, but can't see much beachy things here tonight. They've all been swept under. And I come during low tide to find the best shells and stuff, huh? Oh, that's weird. But maybe it isn't, because if the water goes up to here, maybe about 10-20 minutes ago was high tide, and now it's starting to ebb. Maybe a 6:30 high tide. Can someone check the local news or AccuWeather for that information? All the lifeguards are out on this Friday. I never noticed them on other days. Maybe it's a weekend thing though. Lifeguard stands are out. But it also might be a Memorial thing. They don't put them out until Memorial Day weekend. The that must be it. Anyway, I went to Google, guys, and hi, how's it going? I'm Josh here in New York. Thanks for saying what's up, Isabella. There's the Wonder Wheel. And it is kind of high tide because it's going back. So it only goes up maybe another 10 feet. So maybe I'll find a few shells here, but I kind of came at the wrong time of day for this Friday. Maybe an hour or two earlier would have been better. As you can see, the way the tide works. And the sand feels really thick under my feet. In other words, there's like drag. Your foot sinks a little bit more This is a little bit more of a carbon footprint. You know what I mean? But I need the exercise. But not too many, what did I find the other days? It was low tide. I found pumice stones one day. I haven't found them since. A lot of whole shells last time I was here on low tide. Just dozens of them on the edge of this, but not now. I don't see. Not seeing oyster shells, clam shells. I have a feeling that they're right. There's a sandbar, so they come over the sandbar, right, guys? And then they're pushed. Some things are pushed off the sandbar that's collected there, such as pumice, oyster shells, mussel shells. Don't get much else. Horseshoe. No hermit crab shells, you know. But nothing tonight on this Friday. Very little in terms of the gifts of the sea at this time of the, I guess you have to time it, right? So this is maybe 3 hours earlier. The last low tide, 4 hours. I can't remember. I remember that in the math problem I wrote for class, that there were 2 high tides every 24 hours. So it was on like these 13-hour cycles in Montauk, the Memorial Day and on another day, weekend. So the tides out on Long Island, they must be just like the tides here in Brooklyn. But the ebb and flow, they're like these sinusoidal waves. Yeah, high and low tide was about every 13 to 14 hours. So you get 1, sometimes 2 a day. But there's another horseshoe crab. So the sandbar is bringing in, see that? It's the second one. That's a big one. See that? That's a full shell. Should I try that? I've never had one as a lot. They're prized in some cities, you know. Sell them to hospitals or science labs. Like I said, for the blue bug, that's the second one tonight. So again, that's pushing off the reef here. I haven't seen that before. On today, Friday, that's the second full horseshoe crab. I don't want to pick it up by the tail and it snaps me, and I don't even know if it is poisonous. I just have the balls to pick up a horseshoe crab. Because I don't know anything about them. Wow, we got a dune storm, sandstorm coming off the wind here now. Ahead of us. See that? The cloud of sound. But again, like I said, I Googled the walk. It's a mile. Almost to the dot. Past the volleyball courts. To that exit. And then it's a mile back. So it's a nice 2-mile walk for me. It's taking about an hour though, which is super slow, but it's because I'm on the sand. It's taking about 35 minutes out, 25 minutes back or something like that. Wow, we got this sort of sandstorm coming up again. But yeah, it looks like they brought out the chairs. They weren't here last time, as I guess Memorial Day weekend officially starts the season here for the park as well. So they must be expecting large crowds. I remember when I worked at the South Street Seaport for 17 years, doing street shows. That was the big starting weekend. You can make huge crowds, a lot of happy families on vacation in New York. It was fun to do shows for folks who wanted to take a break in their day, watch a juggler for half hour or so, say some corny jokes and do some good juggling, you know. I wasn't some incredibly talented artist. I wasn't that, excuse me. I don't know, I never felt as if I had a network of friends supporting me anyway. Should play the piano more, huh? Anyway, hope you're doing well wherever you are. Here's a nice hermit crab shell. These are kind of cracked though. This one's pretty good. It's got this the orange hue. So I want this one to wash it out. Is that pumice stone? That would be an amazing find, is it? Is it really? No, it's something nasty. It's chalky. It's like an old buoy or something. Piece of an old buoy. It's almost like a chalk. What is that? Calcium chloride or whatever. What is chalk called? CaCO3. But the beach feels different. The excuse me, lifeguard benches in place. I hadn't thought about it, but now it feels like a beach. Beaches on Long Island. Oh shit, my battery's down to 12. It just went from 40 to 12. Guess my phone was overheating. Alright, I gotta get my battery out of my bag when we reach that log. We're approaching, passing the aquarium. It's just 11 minutes. That drained the battery a lot. Seagulls. Chilling. This is pumice stone. I'm looking for this. It's coming off the reef. I have a big feeling that, you know, it's been there for years. I mean, it's just when the tide comes in, brings in pumice stone occasionally, and some beautiful shells like this one. This one's chipped though. I don't want chipped ones, but this is totally pearly white. I wouldn't be surprised if this clam had a pearl in it. The shell is so pearly. But chipped, it's no good to me for our project. Seagulls are chilling. It skipped, and I'm not throwing them food. They think it's food. Yeah, pumice stone. So I was wondering if that was just an anomaly, but I have a strong feeling there's, you know, pounds and pounds of it. The waves just have to hit it, or hit it off the rocks at the right angle, wherever it's coming from. I mean, I looked up the map for info on lava, the tectonic plates. There are no volcanoes in New York, you know. It's not part of the fault line here. So any pumice stones, they're coming from a long way away. Unless there was a factory or something, it doesn't feel synthetic. It just feels like small pieces, small gray pieces coming in from the ocean. These inlets, I guess, collect them. So it's probably had quite a journey. I went home and I put them in water, and sure enough, they float. How's it going, guys? 14 minutes. Let's keep going. Again, I'm looking for shells like this. This is a beautiful brown one. No chips. Pearly. 2 divots. This is just what I'm looking for. Excellent. That's one. There's another nice one. See, just spits them up. I don't know if the seagulls are eat from them or whatever, but they split open, but there's no claw marks on the shell, no talon marks, no beak marks where they stab it, you know, the seagulls. So I am surprised when I get them, these half shells. Wash this one off. Interesting because it's fat and flat. Good color. So I'm looking for like Fibonacci spirals or like basic spiral growth on shells. Just to have them for there for my math class, just in a box. Maybe we'll do like we'll measure them with some science tools or weigh them. I don't know. Make up some lesson, or I'll find some esoteric lesson or something. See the volleyball courts. I don't see any players. It's getting late. It's dark clouds. Fast. They're still going so slow. It's rain clouds. But you can see that over there, the rain's coming down from that one. At least I can see the mist of it. Interesting. It's weird when you see storm clouds, see the rain coming down from the clouds. Can you see it, guys? The rain underneath these clouds. I used to see that in Hawaii, and I thought it was like a Hawaii thing, where you'd see this group of clouds and the rain underneath it, but you're standing and it was like sunny. It's like a phenomenon. But there it is. It's light rain in the distance. All right, this sandbar here feels it's kind of more solid ground. Oh, look, a nice shell. Let's see if this one's shipped. Just gonna get my battery. I'm gonna leave you down here for a second. Enjoy the view. Shore these guys with their ski boats. They're having fun. They're kicking off the reefs of the wave. The sand is kind of dry here, so I'm gonna try to get some of this wet sand off. Hold on, give me just a second. Hermit crab. Pack it in my pocket. Get the wet sand out. It's better. I don't want to chip it. The whole point of the art prep, well, wood isn't chipping. The shell's harder than the wood on most scale of hardness. All right. That's good. These are good samples. Backwards, it's like being an apprentice to Charles Darwin on the half moon 5 centuries ago or some shit. How's it going, guys? Alright, but it's charging. This like the water hit the top, it didn't come above here an hour ago, so it's kind of solid ground here, just 10 feet in from the breaking waves. It's kind of pleasant, but they must know where high tide is, because the distance, how far they should put the lifeguard stands here. Sorry, I gotta come out, zoom out. But they must know like that's like 3 or 6 feet away from high tide. They must have it measured, is what I'm saying. It's their fucking job. So it always seems like a logic to it. Like when I see lifeguard stands here at Coney Island, it gives me like a secure feeling. Like here's people who understand the reef, the sea, and you feel safer. I don't know, maybe it's a kid thing. My parents always had us set up our umbrella or whatever at the beach within view of the lifeguards, always. There's a family thing, I don't know. Maybe mom or dad were lifeguards once. I don't know where. But I know, for example, my mother, may she rest in peace, had a job at a marina with all the boats in Hawaii. That must have been fun. We went for a drive once. It was near the Ala Moana shopping mall. She said that, yeah, one of her high school jobs or something was where these boats were. She pointed to these really fancy, rich boats. There was some type of teenage job at the marina. She didn't say what it was, if it was like food or just keep cleaning things or being a page or whatever. I never really asked her. She didn't say what it was. She worked there at the marina. She was a waitress, I don't know. But sure enough, she moved out of Hawaii. Moved to New York by herself. Brave mama. I'm feeling really stir crazy. Video games wasting my time. This thing's still charging? Yeah. 21 minutes. There are the volleyball courts. Seems like I walked faster today. Let's see if the blue runners are out. But let me keep going. But it's this weird juxtaposition of the dark clouds from the rain that passed again and the sunshine that's over here and breaking through right here. The sunset behind it. Tomorrow's gonna be a beautiful day. It's supposed to be beautiful all weekend, guys. Here in New York, we're supposed to have some pretty blessed weather. I worked out for New York City. I do hope that's true. Between 60 and 70 degrees all 3 days, sunny. I'm going to be flipping comics in the park. And, have a few hundred bags and boards. Not much else going on with me. I have to do my grades. I forgot to bring my grade books. But they have Sunday at the church related to the school. And they have Bible classes actually in my classroom. So I was doing a chess simul against the boys in 7th grade. 4 of them would play me. So bought them some chess books as prizes after I will summarily beat them because they want to learn more chess. Good for them. They'll have a head start on me. I didn't start learning chess until I dropped out of college. And I was getting good at it, so I thought, for a few years, like maybe I won't have to juggle. Maybe I'll be good enough to be a chess hustler. I was in the chess tournaments and stuff. Maybe I could even hustle on the street. I say when I get older, retirement plan. But as I played more and more in the tournaments, I'm like, shit, this takes a lot of work. You need a mentor. You need someone who will give you the books, tell you how to study, will crank you through it, because there are levels within levels, even for masters. And I mean, just me teaching by myself, I made it up to about 1800, but never really was like, if I had literature or was told how to use an analysis board, really understand the lines and why certain lines are better than others and how the counterplay works. This rocks look great on in low tide. Some guy there, he's collecting mussels or something on the end. I've mentioned before, but in Hawaii, I always loved climbing on the rocks. They always told me to be careful. And I was pretty sure-footed. So I don't remember ever getting really injured on the rocks. Even if they were slippery. They're just fun to climb on in Hawaii. In Long Island, I just remember, as I mentioned before, looking for sea glass. Or building drippy castles with Dad or my brother. My sister flaunted around on the beach, enjoyed it. Their girlfriends, her mom and her friends. But it always seemed the boys were separated because we were younger, you know, like 4 or 5 years younger. So, you know, 3 to 5 years younger or whatever. So dead. Here, another pumice stone. No kidding. Sit right there for me. All right, I'm gonna collect the pumice. It's funny because I went to the, before I found the pumice on the beach, I went to, the local, one of these local Chinese bodegas, and I was like, my feet have been getting dry on the bottom. They've been hurt from biking. Should a pumice stone. So I bought like a loofah type, like the little oval pumice stone. And that same day when I went for a walk on the beach, I'm carrying the pumice stone. They just showed on the beach. On this beach, on a New York beach. Where the hell does pumice come from in a New York beach? Can someone help me? Give me a clue? I searched on the internet. There'd be no pumice in New York. No great pumice stones. So was there is it from cargo ships? Did they pack fish in pumice? Is it cheap? Because when I paid almost $5 for this pumice book. And when I went to look for pumice equipment to like scrub your toilet or scrub your oven with pumice, it's like hundreds of dollars, dude. Pumice is not cheap. So then I was thinking, flipping comics, I could have my treasures from the sea baskets. Sell a pumice rock for $1, and a clamshell for $1, or just for fun. Mussel shell. But then I was thinking I should dip them in wax first, or dip them in resin so they're preserved. And they just make a nice paperweight, If I configured it right, with some conglomerate sand of some kind or seaweed. Am I babbling? Are we there already? Wow, there's the tech table and we're there. This is where I leave. This is a mile, guys. We're gonna go over to this is the end of my walk. Been walking and talking 27 minutes. All right. About 2 miles an hour on the sound. When I first started running and I was tired, and I thought my regular walking pace was 3 miles an hour. I wasn't running much faster than my walking pace, my fat ass, when I first started running before I lost 50 pounds. 7:27, guys. So I'm gonna walk over to the Blue Rug away from the ingenue with her drug dealer, and walk over to the relief station away from these shady guys, and kick the sand around a little bit. But yeah, this kind of sand, if you put it in some resin with a single shell, like a sprinkling of conglomerate sea with like broken shells and like this kind of look with a single shell in it, like preserved for eternity. I thought that'd be a good $2 paperweight to sell in the park, or $1. But it wouldn't even break even because resin's expensive, isn't it? I don't know shit about how much resin costs. I bought one on eBay. It's like $6. Much better than I could make, but it was all fake parts inside. It was all plastic frog and plastic things. It wasn't real sand. It wasn't real flowers. It was all like from some dime store train set or whatever, or model building set. Yeah, I'm gonna walk on the Blue Rugs because the shady dudes are having their beer mixed with Mr. Steroid Booster or whatever they're mixing it with. All right. Anyway, life is simple and good, right? God is good. All right. Again, I'm trying to work on a 1,000 subscriber goal here on the Sunset Walk. I invested in a Trek e-bike, which doesn't like those nice delivery mopeds. But it was $2,000 strangely spent, but it made Tom Kim happy. And he did do a repair for free, I'll tell you that. So I'm being treated like a motherfucking prince. All right, let's go. Let's walk past the kiddie playground. Someday they'll understand, guys. So, yeah. What can I tell you? 2 weeks left of school. Currently, as of this writing, I only have one student who's not passing. And I get to give him his 2-week warning. He's got to make up the work. Gotta stop playing video games. He has 2 weeks. Even if he does all the worksheets, he has to pass the final. Like the numbers just aren't there. If he had done the worksheets first and second trimester, he wouldn't have had 60s. You have to average a 70. He would have 75s. He would be in no risk of failing. But he's been doing this all year. Even when his mentor's been lying the whole year. So, it's saved on the computer. They're stamped by the computer when you do the work. He's not doing it. He's the only one. All his friends got the job done. And I don't understand the rhetoric. He'll quote like gangster, or he'll say, "What you eating today?" Like real stupid shit. And then he'll say oh yeah, like who feeds you? Like there's a whole class here, kid, and that's not the way it works in reality. You don't just say, "I'm getting a pass." Like he says it like a thug. Like I'm supposed to fold to his word. He's the student. Like I've dealt with threats and stuff in among high school kids when I was younger, but he's gonna get a reality check. It's not me. It's school policy, and I'm not picking on the kid. I told his tutoring support, he's the only one failing. It's ridiculous. All his friends have done the work. All he has to do is take a search engine and, do examples 1 through 3. Okay, I got it. Now do example 4, 5, and 6, and you're done. These are short worksheets, kid. It's just so frustrating that he's trying to punk out on it. I can't make him do it. And it's Catholic schools, so you have, kids coming from war refugees. They're trying to make sense of America. They're immigrant kids. Their moms are working their ass off, but he's just not doing it. And in high school as well, I can't give him a pass. I hope I don't lose my job over it, but it's just one student. I had to yell and scream to get the other students to work, but it's a school, it's not a playground. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not a gym class. It's not a playground. It's a math class. So, got these Russian kids still doing handstands and calisthenics like they're on the beach, like they're in gym class. As they get older, and that's fun and all, but they're being such punks, like smart ass. Thanks for listening. God bless them all, but they gotta get their work done and behave in just 40 minutes of math and then go on your life. You can't behave like that in school. I never did. Be sitting on the bench outside the principal's office, This phone's barely charging. I'm at 35 minutes. Walking back. Hopefully, it's about 28 minutes, 29 at the turning point there. I got off the beach, so see if we can get back in less than 25. I don't feel like I'm walking that much faster. This is Brighton Beach. Again, if you follow my channel, JSMWNYC, I'm working on my 1,000th sub goal. I haven't been posting much math lately. I was doing some free classes online. But I'll see if I can get it again over the summer, because I have to rewrite them anyway. And then it's part of being an educator. You want to do a good job. And I've been blessed to have saved a little bit of money. Not much, not even, like $5,000, but just a little bit. Was trading in the market and had a decent week. So, thanks again to my brother. I still owe him about $4,000. Which I'm paying off slowly, thanks to my brother Justin, who has 2 kids to raise. One's in college and his daughter's starting high school. And I haven't seen my sister or her daughter in a while. I haven't seen my family. My dad's getting on in years. He's retired out at a university. So he's one of the good guys, What can I say? So you have to step back when you're a teacher. When you're getting into discussions with parents or children who are dragging their feet, you gotta always step back, because teaching's a service profession. It's not an profession at all. And kids are playing violent video games and they just talk hard. But you have to shut that down. You have to let them know this is a deadline. It's final. I have to post it on the website now. Post it to their parents. But these same kids who they don't have that hard knock of life. They're middle class kids. Their parents are paying a lot of money, tuition. It's not a free school. And they. What I'm trying to say is that as a teacher, you have to shut down the gaming rhetoric and the hard talk, because they're scared to learn or they're scared to fail, the fight or flight shit, and just be like, kid, it's May, it's June. You've already succeeded. Think of your successes. You have to reconnect them with their successes. Show them their grades. The 70s and 80s are the ones they did. Even if they cheated on a few of them or whatever, like, no, it's bullshit. Those ones are easy. These ones are much hard. You got to get them into their learning zone. And these a few of them. And, Father's Day is coming up, and you can feel the sadness, because they're from, they don't have their fathers. Their fathers either have passed on or there's a divorce. They don't see them more than a few times a year, and heaven knows how hard their mothers work. But there's this other than, each one at a time. I don't numbers, or like you phone the number and it's the kid. It's not their mom's or their dad's phone number that's on file. It's a dead end. So I don't know what to tell you. I'd forgotten as an in-service teacher how to follow up on that. But I believe, I did what I could for each child to get them to work without playing favorites, rewarding the students who got the assignments done. There's been COVID here, so it has to be just like a classroom with a reward system. I told the mother, I rewarded your son with a new seat when he got the worksheets done 2 months ago. I rewarded them for just has to be done, Anyway, it has to be done, All right. Ah, crap. Just the way the light is in this scene. This would make a nice photograph. The light's sort of bouncing off, and there's like the bright blue from the skies of tomorrow and the gray from the rain that just happened. A nice photo. What do they call it? Not monochrome, is it? It's like a bluish kind of, the scale of the different hues of blue and gray. It's quite friggin' wonderful. Alright. Going a little slow here. Again, these are old sneakers. They're more than 10 years old. They're holy. Gotta order a new pair with my next paycheck. They're ridiculously old. Ugh. This is the these are the famous handball courts. There are some homeless people here with all their worldly possessions. That's like a bed system or something. Usually go underneath on this side of the fence or down, but they're kind of locked down. They have to cut a hole in the fence. It's like a lot of stuff there. They've rat packed blankets and clothes and mattresses, but it rained. So that shit must be soaked and moldy. Shit. So I don't see a tarp. You gotta find a few tarps in your travel in your home. Or have like camping skills, some of these homeless vets. Anyway, this is very famous courts for epic games, these 4th Street courts. They rival the one in Manhattan in the West Village by Washington Square Park. Some really intense summer tournaments. They bring out DJs that set up right here where that tree is. Set up like a DJ stand and they have contests. The epic handball players. It's a very famous scene here. Hundreds of people just hang and sit on these railings watching the tournaments. So we stand above the hundreds of coins under the slats of this boardwalk. It's West 5th. Alright. Let's keep going. So the humming isn't always like this. I guess it's the end of the day. It must seem to be some type of cycle for their heaters or water pumping system. But it's always noisy. I walk here between like 7:30 and 8 o'clock. Machine, but it's not always like this. So if you hear an annoying humming, that's underneath my feet. There's like a subterranean city or two underneath here in the aquarium with roads, because I hear the cars driving by, whatever vehicles they have with supplies, and I don't know, it must be the parking garage for municipalities too. It seems rather large. Spans a few city blocks. But whoever operates and runs this machine, they really gotta get some WD-40 on it and shit, because it's an annoying grating sound as you walk by. If you're a pedestrian, let me tell you. And then this was like a learning center, and it was like they sell like some at the concession stand here. But then we could learn about fish or something, or like sea life. That was flyers. I remember it wasn't like a computer screen, but they always had like a new poster or two here. These are the concession windows, actually. That's like a little dining area. And we're in the blue skies. We have to walk over to the parachute jump again. We're at 45 minutes. And let's go. It's a beautiful night. I gotta pee really badly. Oh, fuck. Should I just pee in the corner? Should I jump behind the grass and pee behind this tree? Should I do it? No one care, right? I'm not gonna fucking... And these rocks and barnacles and look, a hermit crab. We saw them today, real ones. This one is a fake one, right? Yeah, these are all metal. Mussels, starfish, sea anemones or something. Ooh, look, a hermit crab. Ooh, look, someone unscrewed some shit. Uh-oh, it's a federal crime, I think. It's a landmark. Oh, Isabella. This is the Toshiro Sasaki Ode to the Sea or something. Harmony of the Sea or something. Fun, he's got these geometric figures interlaced with like primal shapes with realistic conglomerate spiral. The fin of a dolphin or shark, what is it? Or porpoise? What is that ship and what is its porpoise? These little ebbs and these sort of seaweed kelp-like things that remind you of the phenomena of the sea. Koi like longevities, barnacles. Have you ever been on a cruise ship or a small boat? How do they handle the what kind of hull is it made? Is it iron side? Is it a wood ship? And how do they protect it? See, how long will it live? That ship, that beautiful ship that you love her. Is that wonderful? Nice Japanese artist. Again, whatever type of marble this is, it's got like some type of, you can see all the chitin, all the different types of shells. And here as well, looks like a bird's on this one. Or seagull's wing. And again, it reminds me of the fish going in and out of the seaweed kelp. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's like weaving in and out of the... First Symphony of the Sea by Toshio Sasaki, commissioned 1991. It's really wonderful. I always like looking at this. See something new each time I pass it. Try to see something new each time I pass it. And then look on and look back at the world, refreshed and with childlike eyes. Wonder is just steps away. So, just as a heads up, and because you're listening, there's just two of you anyway. Yeah, this is the aquarium. They have an aquarium in Hawaii. I'd love to go back and visit, but I just don't have the money. But change your perspective. But you know, I'm barely scraping by paying my bills, so I'm thankful for the work and I keep trying. If I don't get this job, I'll keep this job for the fall. If they don't want me and they send me out to the road, I'm gonna be scrambling for money. I might lose the apartment, you know. So, got to be very careful with my finances. One trick I have is you can take a stock that's between like say $10 and $20. Say like I do this with Macy's. Macy's is trading at, I don't know, $11, $12 right now. But it's peaked in the year at like, you know, like 20. And I tell the kids, you know, it spikes around Thanksgiving because of the Thanksgiving Day parade. Just like, you know, Nathan's hot dog spikes in June and July because of the 4th of July, you know. Look for certain stocks are correlated to certain annual their big events of the year that promote their products, you know. So anyway, for Macy's, they have a really high dividend. It's like 5-6%, something remarkably high. So if you can get 100 shares, that's $17 in your bank, and it doesn't really fluctuate that much like some of the big dividend dogs. It's just maybe a few percent, 2%. But what you do is you buy 100 shares, but sell deep, like short it. Like, but way out there, like a year or two, for like $3, like sell a dollar call. So then you're really paying $300, and you own 100 shares of a $1,200 stock. So if you can hold it, then when the dividend rolls around, it's still yours because it's going to buy it because the expiration date is like next year or the year after. No one's going to unseat it. The problem is that if you short with the deepest, call, like the least you can do to set up is $300, but you can roll it up to 5 or 7 or 8 because folks are going to pick up anyone who's like, oh, I think I'm slick. I'm really buying 100 shares for $300. But when the dividend rolls around, take an extra $200. Just make sure you roll it up. You can do that. So now you have a $1,200 stock for $500. You're still getting, say, an $18 dividend on $500. That's 3%. Risk-free, right? And then you can actually roll it back down to 3 after the dividend pays out. I think it'll pay out in July 1st. So I'm going to try it this quarter. I'm just setting it up just to make sure it works. Took $300 of my savings, and I sold a $3 call for like a year or two, like 26 or 27, something that folks don't think about. But they pick up the stock because there are people that just do this. They just move their money, picking up dividend after dividend after dividend, just that 1%, 2%. Absolutely no risk, right? You don't care. You just want to make sure that you collect the dividend and then money onto the next good company. And the people, it hasn't been my strategy, but if I were to think about it, they say the stock fluctuates when the dividend has to be paid out. When it has to be paid out because that's millions of dollars has to be paid out. So the stock's going to dip. So you could, within that time period, buy like a 3-month put, waiting for it, to hit standard deviations above the moving average. Like if it goes, it's 1.5, 1.9, 2 or breaks, just buy like at that level, 3-month put, because there's going to be some fluctuation when they pay off all of the holders that 18 cents per share, right? It's in a dip. So then you can cover it. Then you can sell off your shares or roll them and close out the position, move on to the next company. So I know that there are people that do this professionally, like brokers, and it's not my job, but just my insight into the market. So anyway, that's my latest little fun thing that I'm doing with money, because it's no risk, It's not like, there's risks to all options trading, but this isn't, because you're holding the position and then you're just moving it up, because who would want to buy a $5 contract when you can hold and get the dividend at the last minute by buying the $3 contract if you're quite wealthy? So because they're moving in like 10,000 share blocks, they're going to pick up anyone who's holding it, who's shorted to $3 calls. Right? You have people, they'll just take like, okay, that's $300. So they'll take like $30,000, right? Let's see. So that's times 100, right? Take like $30,000 in a heartbeat. And then that's, instead of $17, that's $1,700 automatic. Then, so they pick up your position, they're banking $1,700. Then they buy 3-month puts, wait for it to drop whenever it is, a week or two later, or within that time window, within that. And then they close the position and they made, say, $3,000. They made like 10% on their $30,000 with no risk, is what I'm saying. And then they just have to reset. So they can do this. They can move blocks. When I'm saying move blocks of money with no risk and have it grow like 10% per month, compounded. Like that's what I would, if I were rich, I know that works already. And you see online, and it's very seductive. It's like these people, I can get 1,000% or get 10,000% on these trades. But what I'm looking for as you get older is you don't want 90% success. You want as you get older, you're like, you want no risk. You want it to be like, but these like little ways of playing the market so that you can get 10% per month, but with no risk is what I mean. So see how it goes in this quarter. So it'll be just after graduation, because graduation is on the 13th, and that's the ex-dividend date on Macy's. So I just have a small position, but again, since I sold $3 calls, which is the cheapest way to enter the position and be a stockholder in Macy's with these options trading, I mean, for each block of 100, I can just move them up to 5s. I might move one of them up to 8 just to see if anyone buys it. But when they move big amounts of money like that, they're going to pick up the lowest tier levels first, obviously, right? Because they want the dividend during that time window. So that's what happened last time, is about a week before the ex-dividend date, like my 300 shares or whatever I had, I lost the dividends because someone just bought out. They just threw down $900 or whatever and just took them away from me. So I didn't realize it. So that means that 18 times 3, $54 of dividend money was not mine, right? For 17 or 18 on each. 18 times 3 is 54, right? Anyway, I'm rambling, but this is one of these things that you can do in a free market. So it makes sense, right? And seeing these kids with their fancy cars, I've never owned a car, and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars with their friends because they already know, like, candle analysis, like, they know, like triangle breakouts, they know consolidations and market direction, and they know how to do condors, and they know how to do trades, like these ridiculous weekly options trades that are just explode, like penny stocks, with their analysis tools. It's remarkable. Their block trading and stuff. And I'd love to know more about that, or take a course if I had more time. But I'm very busy playing chess and League of Legends. But if I had more time, I would definitely love to take like another quant class. I took one at Columbia, by the way. But there they just said, pick an indicator for your back test, and also indicator stocks for market direction. We learned the basics of it, and that it was an amazing quant class with millionaires visiting. But I'm certainly no expert at it, even 13 years later. I'm such a very little financially, I have to pee all of a sudden. Walk a little faster. Well, it was a longer walk back. Oh, because I meandered, looked at the art and stuff. 58 minutes. I gotta pee real badly. What the hell? I'll stop my feet. It's better. Flume is still open. I don't see too many customers. It's Friday night, but they say Memorial Day is supposed to be a big weekend. It's coming up on 8 o'clock. I wonder how much those e-bikes are. They have like the batteries have like tier levels, like the U60s and stuff. Like when I worked for the courier company, those batteries lasted almost all day. I could have 2 batteries and carry like a load of 450-pound cart of stuff with the big trailer, which twists your ankles to get used to it. But man, I could ride all day on those bikes. And that's what I should have bought, was a legit cargo bike with like 2 batteries, and then you can ride all day. It has like a 100-mile range if you have like 2 batteries. Do you understand what I mean? Like e-bike that can go 100 miles makes life a lot easier in the city, moving stuff around. But I'm gonna go home now, charge my bike, flip some comics tomorrow. This is Excel and the baseball park, and the sun is setting. It's wonderful, wonderful day in New York. So thanks for checking me out, and life goes on, And I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna charge my bike, go home, and then use my bathroom and pee. I'm gonna go charge my bike. I didn't have very many people watching tonight. I think it peaked at around 7 or 8. I think I have the wrong hashtags. No lights on at the ballpark. All right. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Good night. I'm heading to my bike now, and I'm gonna hop on my bike and go home and have something to eat. I tore apart a rotisserie chicken. I'm gonna make some chicken sandwiches for tomorrow. Some paprika and I'm going to make a salad maybe, or just pick one up at the store for tomorrow for the street. Very exciting life. All right, here it is, my overpriced e-bike for suckers. Still riding pretty good. Thanks again to Tom King and the gang for repairing it for free. It cost me almost $2,000 with the accessories. Good night. This is Josh leaving Coney Island, New York. Beautiful sunset. Okay, bye.